All right, here we are. Good evening, everyone. It is another Thursday night, and we are here to answer your questions about Greenville and everything the upstate. If you are just joining us for the show, do us a favor, go into the comments, let us know where you are watching from, because that's always cool to find out where you're watching. And maybe somebody else that is watching is either from the area you are, or maybe they have been from the area that you are watching from. And I know that this happens from people that are out of the state right now. And also, we've actually had some recent people that are watching from outside of the country. So that's really cool. And I always enjoy it. So this is what we're doing. As you're joining, we've got a full lineup of things to talk about tonight. And maybe a little bit selfishly, I'm talking about Christmas things and winter, but we're going to talk about some of the development, of course, around downtown Greenville. That's always a big deal. It's always big topics. So I'm very much looking forward to talking through the development. I want to talk about a little bit of just things that happen here that I don't think a lot of people that are looking at Greenville even know about. So we're going to chat about the South Carolina School of Deaf and Blind. We're going to talk a little bit about Simpsonville. If you joined us last week for our live show, we interviewed the mayor of Simpsonville. So I saw something just in my goings around today going, this is kind of interesting, and what we talked about last week. Then also we've got a big project that is celebrating its completion. We don't get to talk about that very often here in Greenville. It's always talking about growth and a new project. This one is actually one that's been going on for quite some time. A few other things, chatting through just holidays, things that are open, things that I want you to know about if you are planning your trip anytime here from now until probably about New Year's. I know a lot of people plan on trips that they're coming in to see family. Maybe you're actually coming in for the holidays. That's fun. And so that's what we're talking about tonight. And of course, I always like to check in on my real estate things, tell you how things are happening here in the upstate and Greenville, because it's really different from the rest of the country. So sitting here, got my glass of wine tonight, and we're just going to chat through some things. So if you are just joining us, do me a favor, go into the comments, leave us a quick note. Where are you watching from? And I thought it would be really fun tonight that along with putting in where you're watching from, maybe put in what your Thanksgiving plans are. We're actually planning on we leave Sunday and we are going to Colorado. Super excited about that. Just because Greenville, we don't see snow hardly at all, and Colorado we get to. So we're going to go visit some family that is meeting us out there. It's a fun thing. All right, let's come on over here. We've got the Walshes. Hello from Jamesburg, New Jersey. Happy Thanksgiving to you as well. Then we have, oh, look, you're here. Yes. Man, remember you used to comment and you weren't here yet. Oh, I love this. So you are here, used to be from Jersey, now in Taylor's. Yep. Happy Turkey Day. And let's see here. Aw, it's fine. 2 E's is definitely all me. Hey, Eric, how's it going? You still living up northern Greenville County, Spartanburg County area? All right. So again, as we keep going here, let us know where you're watching from and if you have any questions. And then I would love to know your Thanksgiving plans. So that's always a lot of fun. Got a couple cool things to chat about. And as I'm kind of going around here, let's talk through it. And go straight and I didn't set up. my screen share. Here we go. Ta-da! Oh, I should probably also note that this fun QR code right here is a direct line to my website. So if you want to contact me, or if you have a question that maybe I don't answer on the show tonight and you're interested, or maybe you're new to the show and you're like, oh, I want to talk to you guys more, our team would love to chat. So that's what the QR code is for. And we have a lot of cool things that we like to send out via email. And then also we snail mail things too, which is kind of fun. All right, so let's go here. And I kind of sneak peeked us earlier. Ta-da! All right, so this is fun. A 7-story building is planned next to a historic church and downtown, and then also the office space. So if you are downtown at all, you'll recognize the Prisma Health building. It's actually, as you're going over the Washington Street Bridge, you can look over to the left if you're headed towards 385, and you can see the Prisma Health building. Just one of their administrative buildings. They are looking to put in literally as many buildings, I feel like, as possible in these super like nooks and crannies of downtown Greenville. With that, this is kind of their rendering, and developers are planning this new addition. And as we know, there's a lot of very tall buildings that are coming soon to downtown Greenville. This one is specifically going to be next to the United Methodist Church that is downtown. And I feel like they're just squeezing in all of these buildings, so many different places. But the building will have plenty of office space. And that's I think this is important to talk about too, because there is a growing need for more office space downtown. Believe it or not, finding good office space downtown is really hard. You either have to be able to rent out thousands upon thousands of square feet, or you have to have some smaller space, which I think is really nice to see that there is some smaller spaces coming. Now, this is next to the Prisma building. We talked about that. And before the project can proceed, we do have to pass the Greenville City Design Board. I have heard recently that getting permits, getting past the design board, everything in Greenville it takes an act of Congress. So not to be, it's not easy, but things do happen. Progress, of course, is still happening. If you're driving around downtown Greenville at all, then you have seen the construction, you've seen the road maintenance. It's happening everywhere. But this is one of the larger buildings that is coming in soon. And we haven't had cranes downtown recently, so maybe it's time to bring them back. All right, let's look back over here. Comments. Let's see here. Oh, look. Right past your work on Woodruff Road when we made that video. Next to the new apartments mentioned Tanner Road. Yeah. Aw. That's fun. Okay, let's see here. Yep. Well, Spartanburg get bigger. Spartanburg will get bigger just like Greenville gets bigger, Eric. That's just how that happens. Goodness gracious. Okay. So next thing, let's chat about this. And I actually brought this up a couple weeks ago and I didn't talk about it. I thought this was interesting. So I've actually had some clients of mine go ahead and they work for the South Carolina School for the Deaf and Blind. I don't think a lot of people know that this is even here. It is a large part of the Spartanburg community. And this is, it's a cool thing that is here in the upstate that I don't know, many people don't realize the different types of schools that we have and that not all are created equal, but this is really cool. They are celebrating a reopening of a newly refurbished science lab for the school. I think that is neat. And anytime that we see this and we see that, we've got, let's see here, generous contributions from sponsors, Bass, Bosch, ScanSource, SC Ports Authority and Tyndall Corporation. That's over next to the inland port. And I think this is it's cool to see locally that businesses are contributing to the community. So if you've not heard of the School of the Deaf and Blind out there in Spartanburg, it is really neat to go and see what community events are happening, and then also what this school does for the area. I know they employ a lot of different people here in the area, and it just gives more opportunity for those that need it. Okay, so as we're going through here and so on and so forth, did want to take a pause and let's talk about some real estate. So that's what I do anyways, right? This is something that I have been getting a lot of questions recently about the time of year. November, December, the holidays. Is it slow? Is it something that people still buy and sell? I actually our team had an investor here recently that was like, oh, we're not going to do this. We're just looking for foreclosures and short sales. Had a really interesting conversation today. I will tell you that the foreclosure and short sale world here locally has always been very, very small. The last I looked it up, less than 3% of our market is foreclosures and short sales. If you don't know what those are, foreclosures are bank-owned properties that somebody just basically couldn't keep up on the mortgage and they let the house go. A short sale is also a distressed property, but it sells for short of what the person who owns the house owes on the property. So it's not necessarily a deal. And I wanted to touch on this real fast, that these type of distressed properties don't actually go for a deal. And if anything, banks in the area know the value of the home. So they're going to be pretty difficult to work with because there's no emotion involved. So one of my agents came and asked me this question today. And I was like, I'll chat about it here really fast after we talk about a few different things. Just because we're still pretty busy and we have very serious people in the market right now. Still have people buying houses. I think we put like 6 or 7 houses under contract last week, all with people that will close by the end of the year. So just a little bit of an insight into our world and what's happening right now. And it's one of those where we have people that have plan their trips here because they're interested in the neighborhoods and they're interested in what's happening. So that's what we're talking about tonight is what is happening. All right, really fast. And if you have any real estate related questions, go ahead, put it in the comments. If you're looking at our area and you're like, hey, I've got questions about this area, or maybe towards the show tonight, I'm going to talk about some things to do because here in South Carolina, I don't know, in Greenville, Christmas started like 2 weeks ago, or at least we started talking about it. So, all right, let's go ahead, and I've got a quick little blurb about Simpsonville tonight. So if you joined us last week, we had the mayor of Simpsonville on the show. It was phenomenal. Asked him a ton of questions about roads, growth, where Simpsonville is headed, and just some of your unique questions as well. I thought it was really, really cool. What we did, so when I saw this, I was like, this is actually a really good note. So there's a failed annexation for a future subdivision in Simpsonville. It was to annex 31.1 acres off of West Georgia Road. West Georgia Road is relatively busy. And Toll Brothers, which is a big builder here in our area, had planned to use 25 acres of that to build 57 homes. So you think about all the cars, etc. One of the things that we talked to the mayor about last week was growth and how that was affecting. Mayor Shoemaker, he's very much on the team of slowing down some growth, but to do it smart and to do it where it makes sense. Now, will Toll Brothers still build houses on that piece of property? I don't know. That is one of the things of if they're looking for annexation, then maybe they are outside of the city limits and they wanted to be inside of the city limits. Don't know if they'll still build the neighborhood. They might. And so when that happens, I always have a question, and maybe this is something that we need to ask the next mayor we have on the show. When they choose not to annex something into their city limits, isn't it a catch-22? I don't know. If you're watching, I would love to know your feedback on that. When subdivisions specifically that are right on the city limits want to get annexed into a city, why don't they do it? So again, if you didn't watch last week's video, highly suggest going back and taking a peek at that show. I thought it was really good. I can't wait to have him back. All right, so let's keep going here. Okay, so I mentioned earlier that very rarely do we get to talk about a project in Greenville and surrounding areas that is complete. Now, I'm sure that they will continue to do more work to this area, but let's take a look. The Judson Mill District project is complete. Now, I think this is huge. This is I'm not going to play the video. And I thought this was really cool, a good picture of the Judson Mill, because the Judson Mill project, I mean, before this was just an empty, dilapidated building. It wasn't being used for anything. It was used for manufacturing, textile manufacturing before. And you'll see a lot of these types of buildings all around Greenville. So very rarely do we get to celebrate a large project like this being complete, because it does take so long. But this, you can kind of see from this aerial view, there's lots of really good parking. There's apartments. There are so many different businesses in here, event spaces. I think a church meets here on occasion. There's a grocery store. There's a spa. There's they had what was it? It was a art show here. I think it was Indie Craft Parade was here, and just a really cool space. And so being able to see this project to completion, I remember whenever they started it back in 2019, and everybody in that area was like, oh, what's going on? So Judson Mill is right down the road from St. Francis Hospital. And so that's really cool. This also, I thought, hey, the apartments, the condos that are in Judson Mill, this was neat to see just kind of what they've done inside, and knowing that this entire area is being revitalized because of this mill project. So let's see here. One of the largest mills in Greenville County. Of course, it fell into neglect because textiles moved out. And yeah, so hundreds of apartments, a concert venue, rock climbing gym, a nonprofit food hub, office space, and then lots of other communities and companies. So if you are coming into the area and you want to try out something a little bit different or go see something that is just very Greenville, there are multiple mills like this that have been turned into business community centers, apartments. I mean, you name it, they've put it in these large buildings. Now, it does say here that South Carolina has a very generous tax credit program for renovating these old mills. And I mean, I can see it because this is something I've never seen in a different state, in a different place. If you've been here to the Judson Mill and you know what I'm talking about, then leave us a comment, because this is something that's really cool. If you went to the Indie Craft Parade, let me know, because I went with my girls. I spent way too much money, and it's really cool. Oh, Cynthia, okay, you believe Airbnb, you can stay in one of those. I would not doubt it, though. I do think you have to. I don't know if they're in Greenville city limits. If they're in Greenville city limits, they're probably hush hush. I don't know the rules on that quite yet, but the staying over here is cool. There are several mills around the upstate, some that are very close to downtown, some that are out. We've also put some of these. We've gone to the Taylor's Mill. That's in a couple of videos that we've done. I mean, there's a lot of different businesses in these things, just because they are huge, and it's very easy to put lots of unique style businesses. Maybe I should say that, because the Taylor's Mill has the Rage Room. There's a paint splatter place. There is a train museum in Taylor's Mill. So that's all of maybe 20, 25 minutes from the Judson Mill. Cool stuff. Okay, so next, and this is probably what I'm going to spend a little bit of time going through here, is if you are planning your trip, or if you are here in town and wondering, what do I do in Greenville whenever it's cold in the wintertime? So we are here at the visitgreenvillesc.com website. And so I thought this is cool. I have always wanted to go to see the Nutcracker at the Peace Center, this is the Peace Concert Hall is what they're calling it. But lots of different shows that you can go to. I think that's really neat. The ballet is here. The outdoor skating rink is open. That is actually, let's see here. I have this. Did I have it open? Yeah, here it is. Right here also. So the rink is open for the 2025 to 2026. It is open. Let's see here. It opened today, I think, actually. And then closes down January 19th. It is open Monday through Thursday, 2 to 9, Friday to 2 to 10, and then Saturday and Sunday, 11 to 10. So you can actually be out a little bit later in the evenings. I will say that I know this is very busy. It is a smaller ice rink. If you're looking for something much larger, you probably need to go to the Pavilion and Taylor's. And I would also highly, highly recommend pre-purchasing tickets for ice skating. So if you are planning on going, you only get to be on the ice for an hour, and they do have a limit to how many people are on the ice. But this is something that I know a lot of people in Greenville look forward to every year and do different events, so on. Holiday shopping. So You may be seeing this show up sooner rather than later. The Greenville Christmas Market at the Grand Bohemian. So this is at the brand new Grand Bohemian Lodge, downtown Greenville, and it is just outside, and they set up all of these little booths just like this, and it is a blast. Just local artists and makers that sell for the holidays. As much as possible, you will find that here in the area, I mean, it's so easy to buy things on Amazon these days. And if you can stay local, that's even better. So the Greenville Christmas Market is definitely something that you need to pay attention to. Then you have the Camperdown Plaza Market, the Holiday Hop Christmas Market. I know Spartanburg has a very popular Christmas market. I'll have to look up the dates. Maybe we'll talk about it a little bit more next month. Let's see here. We have the Holiday Fair put on by the Rotary Club of Greenville. This one's the big one, and it is at the convention center. So definitely go look at that. I've heard some really cool things are going to be there this year. Let's see here. Nonprofit Holiday Market, TD Saturday Market. That's the Saturday morning farmers market that's usually out there, but this is their holiday edition, which I think is really cool. Just some quick pictures here. And when it comes to Greenville is so local anyways. It's something that it's unique to our area for sure. Let's see here. Yes, you are right. $10 a person for ice skating to ice skate downtown Greenville. A little bit different than going to the pavilion and skating there. I think you're going more for the experience. Then we go back to concerts and musical performances. This is a little bit different than everything that is at the Peace Center. Now, if you have not ever gone to Trans-Siberian Orchestra, Trans-Siberian comes through every year, and it is one of my all-time favorite shows that happens. I've been able to go once, twice, but it's right there at the arena as you drive into downtown. Completely worth those $55 tickets. Christmas with the Chorale. This is over at Furman. Again, love it. Definitely worth it. Holiday at Peace. Greenville Symphony Orchestra. That's really cool. There at the Peace Center. Love that. Okay, what else can we do? Cozy dining spots. So this is a great list of restaurants. And if you've been paying attention to our restaurant scene, and I mentioned this 2 weeks ago, we had a Michelin star put on one of our restaurants in Greenville. So Scoundrel got its Michelin star rating. And then there are several other restaurants here in the area that got a Michelin star recommendation or a Michelin recommendation. And I went to dinner at one of them last night. It was really cool. But this website here at Visit Greenville gives you some really good spots to go hang out, have dinner, have drinks, things to do. I think it's good to know that there's some very unique spots. Then as well, Hollowed Earth is a pottery store here. I've been a couple of times. Definitely worth it. Go make your own pottery or just go buy some of the pottery that is there. Got a great coffee mug one year for Christmas. And then we have Vino and Van Gogh event. So we're talking about wine and paint classes, of course. That's fun. And then Cook Station for cooking classes. And they recently moved to a different location as well, more space, etc. Vino and Van Gogh, lots of fun pictures here. Coffee houses and hot cocoa stops. These are all, we've been to all of these. So let's see here. Tandem is super popular in Traveler's Rest. Get really nice crepes, coffee. Their dirty chai is very good. Spilled Beans, Camilla's Kitchen, Unlocked. I was there just this week. Village Grind. Man, so many great places. I will say that around Greenville, you find Santa Claus everywhere. So just be aware that he's always watching. And then we have just our events. So the tree lighting is December 5th. And I think that's also when the Christmas parade is. So don't quote me on that, but I do think that's when the Christmas parade is. And they've been setting up the Christmas tree downtown right now. Let's see here. 4th annual Greenville Holiday Gingerbread Exhibit. Now, I will note, we're going to mention really fast that gingerbread houses is a thing. And I've not been to this gingerbread show. And up in Asheville at Grove Park Inn, they have these ginormous gingerbread houses. It's completely worth it. And sorry for my quick tangent. Swamp Rabbits. The Swamp Rabbit hockey team has been on point here recently for marketing their games. They're highly affordable. They're a lot of fun, and they go all throughout the holiday season. So, I mean, as you can see, there's a lot that you can do here in Greenville over the holidays. It is not something that you will be bored. There is always something to go and see. Something I actually didn't see in this list is what is it called? The Parade of Trees. It's all of the Christmas trees that they put up in the Hyatt, which is really fun. There are businesses that sponsor different Christmas trees. So I know that was a lot. And I found this and I was like, this is really cool because I'm always getting people coming in for the holidays who are thinking about making their relocation because people have off and it's easy to come in for, Thanksgiving or Christmas or surrounding weeks to check out the area. What's also cool here is the weather. We're not constantly fighting snow and ice, etc. Except I did hear that in the coming week, it's supposed to get really cold here again. I don't know if we'll see snow or not. All right, let's keep going. Talk through kind of those fun things that happen here. I did see one other piece of quick information that I thought was pretty interesting. So we've talked about the new soccer stadium that is being built over right next to Bridgeway Station in Malden. Found out that area is also kind of Simpsonville, but I digress. So anyways, the GE Vernova Stadium, that is its new name. Took me a second to be able to say that out loud. Vernova has been announced as the name of the new soccer stadium housing the Greenville Triumph and the Greenville Liberty soccer teams. I, for one, am very excited to see this come about. I know that the stadium has been groundbroken, and they are starting to really build out the stadium. Now, total capacity is 4,300, but the total is 6,300. If you watch soccer at all, this is something that for the Greenville area, just we'll say the upstate is huge, bringing the sport even more into our community. And I'm really excited to see how this all pans out. But the stadium now has an actual name, the GE Vernova Park. And I was like, okay, cool. It got a name as of yesterday, I believe. So with that, all right. Well, y'all, I know that we are just starting these back up again. And Michael in the comments, what you got? Wonder what nicknames our community will cook up for the stadium. Okay, if you've been following along with anything here locally, you will know that there were some very unique nicknames that have been brought up for different stadiums. Kind of like we had the Bon Secours Arena, which maybe is the BS Arena. But the Bon Secours Arena, we also have what was the bridge right there next to Bridgeway Station, the La Hambre Memorial Bridge. They tried to name it after a gorilla. That was really funny. And I think if you look it up on Google, it still is named this crazy memorial bridge. I may or may not know who owns that name. Anyways. Yes, absolutely. Very excited about that. Oh goodness, I'm dying. Okay, so anyways, tonight that's about all I've got for you. Just kind of went over a quick overview about some things. We've got a lot planned though, as we are planning out 2026. Got a goal of talking to more city officials, more mayors, and that's something I'm really excited about. So if you want us to cover something specifically in one of these shows, please, by all means, reach out, scan the QR code that's up here on the screen, and let me know, because that's what we do. And if you are looking here in the area and our team can be of any help, please let us know that too. So that's it, y'all. I know it's a little bit of a short show. Of course, we're taking a couple days off next week, so we won't be live next week. But the following week, we are planning a couple live shows in December, and then we will be off to the races in 2026. I cannot believe that the year is almost over. It has been a wild ride. And 2026 is going to be pretty cool. So, all right, y'all. Well, short show tonight, but you have a good rest of your week. Have a very happy Thanksgiving. Safe travels to anyone who is traveling. And I will catch you next time, same place, Thursday, 8 o'clock, week after Thanksgiving. Talk to y'all later. Bye.